Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
I'm dying to see what America's going to do to this. I'll use my favorite word again, clusterfuck, 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 clusterfuck.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their future security.
To confuse the public about science, to confuse scientists about science.
It's a trap!
It actually is a trap.
It's a trap!
It's a trap! Well, hello. And welcome. Welcome to the Friday night Chucklehead party. I see there's some people here. Mallory was first, so she got her hey all you beautiful and wonderful THR advocates thrown up there, and Michelle Elliott is here, and Jason is here, and Steve is here, and Addie is here. People are here. Let's see people. Kevin is here. There's people there. There's people over here too. There's people. So anyway, how in the hell are you doing? How in the hell are you doing? Kevin is in the back room. I was gonna shame Kevin tonight. I might just do it anyway. Let me go over here to my ex real quick. Let me go to my ex. I'm gonna go to my ex here, and I'm gonna pull down a tweet that I tweeted this week to show you guys the just sheer meanness of that crotchety old man. Before I bring him in, I'm gonna share this. This week there was something happened in my sphere, my internet sphere. So it quite sad thing happened this week. In the geek world, in the comic book world, if you happen to be of a different political persuasion than everybody, there's a secret cadre of people on the internet that will shame you and attack you. And there's an artist, he's a YouTuber, and he had a very popular channel, him and another guy, and they would talk about comic books and stuff. Well, he was a member of that little cadre of cancel people, and he was very, very vocally anti-gun, anti-Christian, anti-everything, but there was a allegation made that he was making flirty comments to a 17-year-old young lady on the internet. And, oddly enough, all of the people that he worked with to cancel other people for being conservative, they all attacked him. They all canceled him on social media. He lost a contract with a publishing company. He had an art show that was going to happen in Pittsburgh at a gallery. They canceled that. And over the period of a week, they went after him. And, you shouldn't destroy somebody's life based on an allegation. You should allow that to run its course and obviously let him defend himself. But they didn't let that happen. None of his people that were his so-called friends stood up for him, backed him up, said, let's hear him out. Nothing like that. Everybody fucking threw him to the wolves. And on Monday, he wrote a 5-page suicide note, posted it on Facebook, and then turned around and canceled himself, which is not cool. I don't care what kind of person you are, being ignored, being attacked, being blasted by people that are your so-called friends without allowing you any opportunity to correct the story, to change the narrative. That was pretty shitty. So anyway, I felt pretty bad on April Fool's Day. April 2nd rolls around, and I post this really passionate, heartfelt post on X, and I said, I'm declaring today International Be a Better Human Day. Try to talk less trash, try to smile at somebody. Don't judge other human beings for having less, for struggling, for being or believing in something different than what you believe in. Hug your partner, kiss your kids, and be thankful. And Jason says, it's right in my bio. And if you click on Jason's thing, it says right here, doing my best to be a good human. Doing my best to be a good human. But what do you think little rascally, grumpy old Kevin says? Just today, right? Get off my lawn. See, he's a grumpy old bastard. Can't even look at this. Look at this. Kevin being a grumpy old man. But anyway, let me play Kevin's intro music and get him in here so that he can answer for his grumpy old bastardness. There he is.
Without context, there is no meaning. You gave no context to your tweet. Now you can, bash and bullshit everybody all you like and snicker and giggle, fuck face. But without context, there is no meaning or depth.
Kevin, you just gave up on being a better human.
Well, that too.
I mean, seriously.
You didn't
seriously,
tell me
I have watched this guy's show, and I don't agree with him on any political. I didn't agree with him on any political stuff at all. He did work feverishly to ruin other people's careers. Oh, so it's a little bit, I mean, the guy went and disappeared. I mean, like he did himself wrong. And nobody should be pressured into and also, I would hope if allegations were made to me, Kevin, you wouldn't, like, his YouTube partner just canceled, like, said, I'm separating myself from him without allowing him any opportunity to explain the situation. You know, I would hope it, you know, if something crazy were to happen and Jason made allegations that I tried to touch him in his no spot, that you would at least allow me to defend myself.
I'd have a question or two for you, but
yeah, I mean, that would, you know, but yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the guy. It's sad.
See, that's the thing. I didn't feel bad for anyone because I had no context, and without context, there was no meaning to your tweet other than just being nice. So I didn't want to wait too fucking long to be nice forever. Fuck. Now,
see, there it is, boys and girls.
Now, with context, I'd have said, "Geez, that's too bad. Do we still have to wait until tomorrow?"
Bad.
Anyway,
bad.
Hang on.
Go,
all right.
Go get Janice. Go get Janice and tell her to roll up a magazine and swat you on the nose for that.
She's already going to sleep. She said good night, you bastard, and off she went. So.
I heard her say that. Yeah.
You didn't hear shit. Are all our friends here?
I did hear you say I love you. Good night. Don't lie.
I tell her I love her every night and every morning, and when I leave.
Any woman that would put up with you deserves at least some recognition.
32 years.
I mean,
32
any woman that would put up with you for that long.
She's ragged. But I had to marry up, you know. So are all our MySpace friends here, by the way? Is this
MySpace?
Is this on? Yeah.
Wow.
Mallory. She already has a purple heart.
all of my
links.
There's
the fig
Fig's there
again. What the hell is
my God, he's been here like several weeks in a row. It's
that's
crazy.
He really loves us.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. Oh, hi, Fig.
What the hell?
Fig
up, I guess. That's all right. That's all right.
What
I can
are
just
you
do
doing?
Fig, my links. My links are all. Tiny Earl is like fucking with me today, so. That's
Fig,
right.
did you miss the bastardizing of me, where I'm hateful and evil and I don't care about people and all that crap?
Well,
okay.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Just
here, there's a
back
video.
it up.
Let me open the video. I'm waiting for the video to load.
I got no time for this. Right? No. These people are waiting.
I know, but they're very patient.
Well,
except for you.
Well, they're scared you're going to out them on something that they had no idea of.
Sure, I will.
I have an anti-Kevin filter.
And Leah is over in the Twitch. She's like the only person that ever watches on Twitch. She put some sort of emoji that I can't see what it is.
I don't even know what Twitch is.
Oh, it's a Stitch. It's a Stitch.
I've never been
It's
there.
a Stitch emoji. Like Lilo and Stitch, you know. Did your grandson go through the Lilo and Stitch?
He's watched it a couple of times, but he's very uninterested.
Yeah,
he likes to walk down the hall imitating me. So
that is really sad.
I wish I'd have had video on it. I really wish I'd had the last on camera. Accurate.
So we have this news story, Kevin. It says e-cigarette sales on the rise in the U.S., but vaping among teens drops.
What?
Yes, yeah. E-cigarette sales on the rise in the U.S., but vaping among teens drops. Do you see that?
Well, who wrote this bias
I don't
thing
know, but
here? What is
from,
that?
No.
How'd they get through?
So it says here, this is from Washington, D.C. E-cigarettes have been becoming more popular among adults in the United States, according to a new report from the FTC. the Federal Trade Commission, Kevin, released this week. The findings from the FTC said that e-cigarettes from 9 leading manufacturers in the U.S. jumped by about $370 million between 2020 and 2021, with a total around $2.67 billion. But as the sales are on the rise, government data shows vaping among teens is down. Oh my God, vaping among, oh my gosh. Okay, let's go. Government data shows youth vaping dropped more than 60% last year compared to 2019. Around 5.3 million middle school and high school students reported vaping in 2019, with more than 2.1 million youth reporting vaping in 2023. So that is a significant decline, Kevin. That's like more than half.
That can't be right.
Yeah. Did you see Pippa showed up too? Pippa's
what?
here. Yeah, Pippa's there. So it says here, we're trying to do the right thing because we're trying to show the FDA that we're not part of the problem. We're only part of the solution for adults, said Allison Bogner, vice president of AVM. Do I need to say what AVM is, Kevin? Do you know? American Vapor Manufacturers? Yeah. So we don't want kids using these products. Increasing the age to 21 helped a lot with that. Or helped with that a lot, depending on how you want to say it. Bogner argues the vaping industry's focus is about helping adults quit traditional cigarettes, also known as combustible cigarettes. I mean, do they really need to put the also known as in there? Okay.
By fluff as you can get.
Yeah. Bogner. Oh, no. Yeah. The FTC report points to efforts by the vaping industry since 2021 aimed at helping keep e-cigarettes out of the hands of young people. That includes at least 5 companies requiring third-party age verification to join their mailing list for customers. Well, I would disagree with this idea that the vaping industry has only been putting efforts into keeping young people off of vaping since 2021. I would argue that that's not anywhere near actually correct, because as far as I know, and I've been around a while, we've been trying to, keep vape shops from selling to kids and vape companies from selling to kids for a long time, way more than
been trying to fix stupid for quite a while. Yeah.
So I don't imagine. I mean, I don't agree with this statement that they've only been trying it since 2021. I have a 17-year-old. I never would want to see him touch a vape, said Bogner. I do believe that enforcing current laws, making sure that we are checking IDs, making sure that there's a signature for delivery of these products. I mean, that's the best we can do. But even with fewer teens, now using these cigarettes, CDC data shows it is still the most commonly used tobacco product among middle school and high school students. So here's the thing, Kevin. If all tobacco use is down, all of it is across the board down.
Declined. Dropping like a fucking stone.
Why are you so since vaping is the most popular version of tobacco use by kids, but it's still way down, why are you poo-pooing? Why are you?
Well, it creates an illusion, Patrick. And that illusion is partially what we call the twilight fucking zone. And that way they can complain about something that isn't happening and something that they want to happen, yet it isn't.
Oh. So the next sentence is a complete lie, by the way, Kevin. It says, like combustible cigarettes, most e-cigarettes do contain nicotine. That much is true. That much is mostly true. Which health experts say is especially harmful to young people. Now, I would question the expertise of a actual health expert that would say that nicotine is harmful to young people, because we don't actually have any scientific validation for that. We do know that massive amounts of nicotine to mice is harmful, but
to mice.
Humans aren't mice, and
to mice.
if you were to go by body weight, the amount of nicotine that they are providing, they're giving a human dosage of nicotine to these developing mice. So
yes, Pippa,
if you were to
narratives. Yes.
I'm in the middle of a sentence, Kevin.
I know. Narratives.
In the middle of a sentence, really? I'm going to turn the chat off so if you can. Anyway, so they're giving little itty bitty mice an adult dosage, or a human dosage of nicotine. So they're not calculating that, they're not titrating down the dosage of nicotine that they're giving. They're not making it a mice dosage or a mouse dosage. They're making it a human dosage. So if you were to multiply what a normal human is getting from an e-cigarette, the same factor that you would be giving the mice, you know what I'm saying? If you were to make, it would probably hurt people. Yes, that's true. If you were to give them massive dosage of nicotine. But yeah. Look at but it's me to reply to much more. No, sorry, Pippa. Don't inflate your ego, girl.
Now let's go down for a second. Calm down, relax, breathe through your nose, Patrick. Now, they're giving mice who have been proven not to become addicted to nicotine without coercion of cocaine or other substances,
or shaking the box,
or patting them on the ass, or poking them up. Hello, and then they're giving them adult size shit for something this big, and they're going, well, look how dangerous it is. So, yeah, I digress.
So anyway, nicotine can permanently damage how their brains develop, said Erica Sward. I have pictures of her, with the American
break that
Lung
down
Association.
for me. Break that down.
They can permanently change how their brains develop.
So that means there's an absolute change. Yes. Right.
Well, she's saying that it changes the way that the brain is developed.
Right. So that it develops differently at that point then, right? Yes.
Yes, I would assume. Yeah.
So brain damaged nicotine fiends is what she's
assuming. Well, here's my question, Kev. So if they're saying that nicotine changes how the brain develops, and that the human brain does not become complete until you're 25, that means that your neuroplasticity is still quite plastic. That means that it will revert back to the correct, format with time.
But it says permanently change how their brains develop. Permanently change. Meaning that it can't revert.
Their brains are not fully developed.
According to them. So that means they'll never be fully. This is a sad, sad thing to make,
they're the ones that claim that the brain
we're the ones that believe it.
Fully formed and developed at 25. Suddenly at 20, on your 25th birthday, your brain is fully formed and it will not change after that.
No, okay.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say that. So, yeah. The CD. Oh, no, I didn't finish that because it said Erica Sward of the American Lung Association. It can make them more likely to have and develop ADHD and other cognitive problems. I can see that maybe Pippa got that one. See, I'm picking on Pippa all night now.
Why? Because Pippa likes me better.
Because you don't threaten her ego.
I didn't know that Pippa had an ego. I didn't, it's only, we can't assume, Patrick.
Has an ego. Everybody has an ego. I mean, Fig's hair has an ego.
Well, yeah.
Come on. It's highly developed.
I was going to say I had a little part in that. No one pun intended.
You have stroked that ego / hair. Is all I'm saying.
It is beautiful hair, though. Night, Fig.
No, he'll be back. So anyway, The CDC says e-cigarettes are not safe for youth, young adults, pregnant adults, or adults who do not currently use tobacco products. Or people who may one day want to try a tobacco product.
Can you name any other substance, chemical, maybe a behavior even that alters the brain as it develops? And then it comes right back? Any? Bueller?
Any?
Bueller.
Any? Well, I guess if you drink to the point of intoxication, you're only temporarily intoxicated.
Okay.
And then you sober up.
No other references, though.
Okay. I mean, are you talking about damaging? I mean, because brain damage doesn't heal, Kevin.
Well, permanent damage.
No. For example, Kevin, if you have a stroke, your brain will never regenerate the area where the damage is in your brain. Ever.
And there you go. Right.
Period.
It won't be developing again.
No. You develop what they call an ischemic penumbra, which is the damaged area of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And what will happen is your brain will make compensatory strategies and develop new pathways that circumvent the damaged area. So that is how, when some people initially have a stroke and may present with a flaccid limb or temporary blindness in certain parts of their field of vision, over time, their brain will develop new pathways around that area. And that's why you see some people get return of function that they didn't have immediately after the stroke. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could talk about the brain for a while if you want, Kev. I mean, I do have a little, I have the credential. I'm a certified neurological specialist. I could talk about that if I wanted to, but it would be boring. Anyway, on its website, the agency writes, scientists still have a lot to learn about whether e-cigarettes are effective in helping adults quit smoking, said that additional research can help understand long-term health effects. But Kevin,
what?
I actually have a study later on in the show notes that does address this, whether scientists have evidence that vaping helps people quit smoking.
Like fair weathered stuff?
Brand new, top of the line science that confirms what we've been saying for a very long time, Kevin.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's James? Oh, yes, James is now in the naughty corner. I'm going to put Pippa there too. You might have some.
Jason wants to be picked on.
Does he want me to pick on him?
I think so. I can't read all this. I'm going too fast.
I don't know, Kev. These people are really causing trouble in the chat room tonight. I'm just saying.
It's like they have their own show. We're just here to watch them.
We're just here to help them get the word out, Kev. That's all we can do. Here, I'm going to pre-rub this one. Now, over the years, Kevin, you and I and other people have discussed the fact that certain public health organizations will go around and write checks to get what they want.
Not to us yet.
No, Now, they've never offered us a check because I would have cashed that shit right away. However, they actually a lot of times instead they will refer to that as a grant.
No, well,
yeah, we're going to give you a grant.
Yeah.
So here, let me post this in here.
Permission.
So Western Washington University.
Oh,
this is right off of the Western Washington University website. It says WWU Western Washington University receives Truth Initiative grant for going smoke and vape free.
bribe.
So, yeah. So Western Washington University has been awarded a grant from the Truth Initiative, trademark registration, all that stuff, the National Public Health Organization dedicated to achieving a culture where all young people reject smoking, vaping, and nicotine, to adopt a 100% tobacco and vape-free campus policy. So Western is one of 10 colleges and universities to receive the Truth Initiative Award as part of a national movement among students, faculty, and administrators to address smoking and vaping and nicotine use at college campuses throughout the United States. So these campuses, these colleges, they really want to fuck with these kids' grades, because I'm telling you what, when I was a student 100 billion years ago, Kevin, the best studying I ever did was at the coffee shop across the street from the college, where they had a massive smoking department or smoking section and bottomless cups of coffee.
Tyranny, bribery, bullshit.
So this, I would never want to go here, because they're collecting money from an NGO. They're collecting money from an NGO to govern my behavior.
Mm-hmm. Do as you're told.
The grant and support from Truth Initiative will support our students, staff, and faculty to design and implement a tobacco and vape-free initiative that makes our campus environment healthier for all by promoting both physical and mental well-being. You see this right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mental well-being.
You know, in today's society, because back in the 40s, when you could have an endless cup of coffee and smoke all night like you did, can you name a college that's not already smoke-free? You know, there may be smoking areas, but
yeah, I mean, as far as I'm aware, there are outdoor smoking, places for like students.
Yeah, to the end of the road or whatever it is you're going to be forced.
Here's a shack. We're going to make you sit in a shack with all these other people that are smoking, so that you can multiply the smoke that you're breathing in.
Yeah. Now, I either wasn't paying attention or haven't seen the amount on this, but I'm assuming it's 10 grand. They've been giving these for years. If you put vaping it, bribe, and search it on Twitter, you'll find it. But
I think it's
just another example. Well,
but we'll find out. Yeah. So it says here, we're excited to hit the ground running alongside our community and our partners at Truth Initiative to develop a plan for a tobacco and vape-free campus and show that our college is leading the charge in helping our students, faculty, and staff choose lives free from nicotine. So, okay, Kev, you see right here, they use the word choose.
Well, it's not really a choice when it's forced.
It's not really a choice now, is it? If you demand them behave in a specific way, if you tell them you cannot do what you want to do or do this thing that we don't want you to do, then how is that a choice? How are they
You can't have sex in the hallways either, I'm sure, but there's no initiative or grant for that, is there?
You didn't have sex in the hallways when you were in college, Kevin?
Well, I'm assuming you can't now. I didn't go to college anyway, but assuming that you can't, there should be no.
Oh no, it's happened. I'm just saying. Over the next 17 months, Western will form a campus task force to assess smoking, vaping, and tobacco use behaviors and attitudes, identify a cessation support plan for current smokers and vapors, and develop a tobacco and vape-free campus policy. 2 to 4 student leaders will also spearhead educational efforts to engage and mobilize their fellow students, building a movement to become a tobacco-free or tobacco/vape-free campus. Since 2015, Truth Initiative's tobacco and vape-free college program has funded more than 230 colleges and college systems to become 100% tobacco and vape-free, protecting more than 1.4 million students, faculty, and staff each year.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was worried about them too, because
I was really concerned that those adults were not, choosing the adult things that I think are cool.
Well, as long as I can pay you to demonize and hate others, then we're all okay. That's the way it evidently.
Hey, I will demonize and hate others for free, Kevin.
Well,
you don't have to pay me.
That myself, but you never know.
Yeah,
the nanny.
Bullshit. While Western became a smoke and vape-free campus in 2023, this funding allows us to hire students to advance that message through our community and help us all recognize the urgency of addressing the rising prevalence of e-cigarette use, which is linked to increased depression and reports of poor physical health outcome. Oh my gosh, Kevin.
Well, it's propaganda is well within the realm of this. So
reading this article is making me depressed, but I believe that my mood is actually quite well governed with nicotine.
Well,
and physically, Kevin, I mean, I think we've all said it here in the chat room. People in the chat room have said a lot that they're able to go up and down stairs that they couldn't go up before. They're able to go out and play in the yard with their grandkids, because there's a lot of old people in the chat room, Kevin. So, they're able to do more things that they couldn't do before. So I would challenge that statement from Cislina Ledbetter, who is the Western's Associate Vice President for Counseling, Health, and Wellness. They need to give her a different position, because she's not really looking out for the wellness of people. We have 3 student leaders headed to Washington, D.C., April 4th through the 6th, with CWC staff to better learn how to implement evidence-based practices on campus, which will underscore our commitment to a healthier, more sustainable environment where clean air and better health prevail. So if you're using evidence-based practices, you would find that later on we're going to have a study that confirms that vaping does help people quit smoking. And then we already know the positive health outcomes that we get from not smoking and the improvement in the quality of our life that we achieve when we are vaping instead of smoking.
No.
Yeah. A public health threat, Kevin. It's a threat. I'm going to make a threat here. I didn't get the T there. Yeah. Tobacco and vape-free policies on campuses are more important than ever. E-cigarette use among young people remains a serious public health threat with, it's up to 11%. 11% of 18 to 24 years old. These are all adult people, right, Kevin? 18 to 24? I mean, I know that from 18 to 21, it's actually not legal, but you're still an adult as far as I'm concerned. If you can check, if you can get a credit card and take out a car loan and serve in the military, you're an adult.
Vote against the nanny state, you're an adult.
You're over here whining that adults are doing adult things, Kevin, that they're adulting. Yeah. According to the CDC's National Health Interview Survey, young people who use e-cigarettes are also more likely to smoke. No. Young people who use e-cigarettes are more likely to start smoking cigarettes than their peers who do not vape.
That should probably read, young people who have smoked and now use e-cigarettes are more likely to start smoking cigarettes when they get banned.
Yeah.
That's probably what they meant. I don't know.
According to the CDC, 5.3% of 18 to 24-year-olds smoke cigarettes and 4.3% use 2 or more tobacco products.
Huh.
Does that mean that one led to the other, or does that mean that they enjoy the benefits of nicotine? And at some point, they may be able to use, a snoo, a snuh.
That's for the reader to decide.
Snort. Snort. I love that cartoon. Anyway, we are grateful for our dedicated college partners across the country who are working to make campus environments healthier places to live, work, and learn, said Amy Taylor, Chief of Community Engagement at Truth Initiative.
Yeah.
College campuses are critical to preventing young adults from starting vaping, smoking, and nicotine use, and providing a space for those already using tobacco products to quit. We know that by supporting institutions with the tools and resources to create tobacco/vape-free policies, we are helping to realize a future where our young people reject smoking, vaping, and nicotine use.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the University of Dayton at all? UD Arena?
No.
It's a little college over here. We like to call it UD. Now, it's like one of the, at one time at least, it's been like one of the top 10 partying, colleges on those stupid ass lists that they have every year. Now, I drove a taxi, and if your child went to UD in the 80s or the 90s, and if you did, you really had no morals or values at all. So, well, after 10 o'clock at night, anyway, maybe during the day. Sorry, had to interrupt you. Y'all should be embarrassed about yourselves.
Get way down here.
But otherwise, it would be a safe environment, the college. Yeah.
So this next one, Kevin, is specifically for Pippa.
Okay. Damn.
And you.
Have we ever dedicated one specifically to Pippa before? Is that
no. As far as I know, we haven't.
Or me.
Or you know what? It's for Jason as well, because he wants me to pick on him too. So
all right, that's fine.
This says, from headaches, flatulence, and now heart failure, all the complications linked to vaping and why it's not as safe as you might think.
They didn't still mention my third ear. I don't understand.
I'm just going to highlight this.
Go on.
Vaping causes flatulence, Kevin?
In researchers, yes, it probably does. My God.
So we're just gonna have to go with the flow. Go with the flow. This is here. They're billed as being better for you than smoking, but experts insist that But experts insist that doesn't mean vapes are safe. In fact, the nicotine-laden gadgets are linked to a catalog of health problems. Just today, a shock study warned that e-cigarettes may raise the risk of heart failure, Kevin.
I don't believe you, and I don't believe this. Where is this from?
Researchers tracked 175,000 adults in the U.S. and found that those who were almost a fifth, or those who vaped were almost a fifth more likely to develop the deadly condition than those who don't use the devices. Mail Online can also reveal the number of adverse side effects linked to vaping reported to UK regulators has now eclipsed 1,000. 1,000 different deadly side effects, Kevin.
1,000? Jesus.
The extensive list includes everything from headaches to strokes.
No fart yet. Oh, shit. The third ear just grew again. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have coughing, shortness of breath, throat pain, chest pain, throat irritation, nausea, chest discomfort, headache, dizziness, and wheezing.
Okay, stop. Now,
those are
I've seen these.
Those are the top.
This and it like it. And these are things that are caused or happen, not even caused. These things happen when you stop smoking. That's what those are. Now, I haven't read this, and I really don't give two mouse farts about it, or cow farts in your instance, James. And I guarantee you that that's what this is. I could be wrong.
Okay. So there's an interactive thing here. So it says the exact effect of vaping compared to cigarettes in the body.
Yeah.
So if you vape for seconds, you get, or smoke for seconds after you've smoked or vaped, you get a rush of euphoria.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, they got that.
Kevin, do you experience euphoria?
I'm euphoric, in fact.
5 minutes.
The fuck now.
5 minutes of vaping your arteries narrow, and if smoking, you start coughing. 1
Michael,
hour of vaping, and you get brain fog and headaches.
Oh yeah,
And
we've been on an hour, haven't we?
1 hour
Almost.
after smoking a cigarette, you crave the next hit. So 1 week, your blood vessel function is altered, and 1 week after smoking a cigarette, you get loss of hearing.
What?
So
what?
After a month,
that's
lung inflammation for the vape and reduced circulation for the cigarette. 1 year, you get 1.3 times higher risk of respiratory disease and 2.5 times higher risk of respiratory disease with the cigarettes.
Well,
and 20 years. 20 years.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Now it says not enough research.
Oh, we don't know enough.
Lung cancer. Fuck. So you have to smoke for 20 whole years before you can get the lung cancer thing. Is what?
Well, that sounds safe, and they're regulated for safety, of course.
Yeah. So then it says how vapes work and the damage they cause to the body. Vape coil, a wire wrapped in a spiral around the wicking material. It heats up the liquid and turns it into vapor. Oh, this is boring stuff. We already know what this.
Well,
is.
it also being a coil could wrap around your neck and strangle you to death.
That's called a noose. That's a noose or a garrote, Kevin.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep this stupid ass fucking article entertaining for our friends.
I have one if you want to borrow it. A garrote. Yeah. Right.
Janice probably has a couple made up for me. I don't know yet.
Just sneak up behind somebody and you loop it around their head and go like that.
Yeah.
The one I have is made from piano wire. It's really good.
Yeah.
Very functional. Works. I got an eyelash.
She used to play piano.
Yeah, we're not going to look at this stuff. We're going to
go. Oh, thank God.
Dr. Salim Khan, head of the Department for Public Health at Birmingham City University, said evidence is growing vaping harms must be matched by action. He also said the UK must consider offering a stop vaping scheme similar to bold advice given to smokers. Dr. Khan. Oh, sorry.
Well, scheme and con, kids. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of the Wrath of Khan. Khan.
I was thinking of Khan.
Khan said the incoming government action to curb some vape flavors and packaging intentionally marketed to kids will go some way to tackling the teen vaping epidemic. Soaring usage rates, no, it won't, because there's a thing called a black market that develops anytime you prohibit something. People will find a way to get what they want. You dummy.
Yeah, but them damn kids.
Yeah. So blah, blah, blah. He says he called for greater fines for shops that illegally sell devices to children. Yeah. I'm really sleepy already. Devices to children, as well as increased penalties for those caught selling vapes that don't meet UK regulatory standards and contain high levels of toxic metals and other dangerous chemicals. Yeah. I'm not reading the rest of this, Kevin. I just thought it was funny because it said flatulence. I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. Some reported digestive issues such as diarrhea or flatulence, and even one case of rectal hemorrhaging linked to vape use.
Well, who doesn't like
Jason,
just a little bit of
what were you doing with your device that it caused this?
Oh.
Rectal hemorrhaging.
And you called me an ass earlier at the beginning of the show without representation. You just said, well, Kevin's being an ass. And now you bring this bullshit in.
How deep do you have to get it up there is what I'm just, anyway. Others reported symptoms that are more obviously connected to devices, such as thermal burns from what? Well, that's the idiot that put the temperature up way too high. That it's, that's stupidity.
Oh my God.
2 cases of lung injury specifically linked to vapes were also logged, as well as 1 case of laryngeal cancer in the area of the throat containing the vocal cords. I call that a lie. That is a lie.
An unfounded statement at best.
That is a lie.
Show me.
There were 2 reports of serious strokes linked to vapes, and one person even claimed to have caught SARS, a virus in the family of COVID, after using the device. One woman or her medic also reported suffering a miscarriage while using a vape.
Well, it caused me earlier to drive and then find my way home.
That's just, something that happened concurrently that has nothing to do with the other thing.
James, I agree.
This is, I already got to the flatulence part. That's all I cared about.
Anal
This is
leakage.
ridiculous.
Why are you showing this?
Does that have Olean in it, in your vape? Do you have Olean in your vape?
I don't even know what that is. I have no idea.
That's the thing that caused the anal leakage, you dumbass.
Well, I hope so. I'm looking forward to it now.
Those chips that they came out with the oil, the vegetable oil, or the substitute, it was Olean. And that's what caused the anal leakage, Kevin.
Is that what caused it? Is it? Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
that was what caused it. Yeah. So, this is Alabama.
Oh, cool.
Alabama.
Lock up your kids.
Sweet home Alabama.
And their siblings.
All right. So listen, you're gonna hate this one too, Kevin. I mean,
I
really
don't like you, let alone anything you've presented so far.
Well, you're gonna be really excited, Kevin. All of the stuff that we've selected for the Rumble portion of tonight's show all have to do with the FDA. It's all FDA full time. Well, there's one really shitty story that I want to tell, but I can't tell it on YouTube. That's at the end, but all the other articles are FDA stuff. So this says vaping bill headed to Governor Ivey.
Yeah.
A bill to place the same restrictions on vaping products that are on tobacco products has unanimously passed the House and the Senate and is headed for Governor Kay Ivey for her signature. The bill bans the possession of vaping products and devices by people under the age of 21.
Huh.
This is a tremendous first step to help end underage vaping, Guy said. We want parents, educators, and coaches and others to have the authority to take away vapes from young people. It allows law enforcement to seize vapes without having to conduct expensive tests to determine whether the device contains an illegal substance. Simple possession constitutes a violation.
Yeah, wait a minute.
That was very short.
Come here. How old are you? 18. You quit smoking with that fuck. Give me that fucking thing. Don't you be walking around here with that bullshit. I'll take your damn pants down. We're going to strip search you.
Go get a pack of cigarettes, you dumb brat.
Why do you give carte blanche to fuck cards? What is that?
Well, Kev, not all cops are jerks. I know
I'm
that you like to always
figures. I'm not saying cops, fucker. Don't be twisting what I just said. It's on record. Hey, speaking of that, I just found this. I've had it for years.
Antisocial associate member.
Yes, antisocial. That's right.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Don't give me no shit. Attacking me.
Kevin, you already know this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody else.
I'll mute myself.
We have booked next week's show with Dr. Mara Glover. She has a new paper coming out soon. It was supposed to come out this week, but it hasn't been released yet. So because we were going to have her on tonight, but so next week we will have the paper so that we can talk about the paper. I won't tell you what the paper's about, though. But she will be here to discuss her new paper next week. So you have to be here with bells on. What are you doing, Kevin? And the angels will sing.
Dr. Glover, come on.
Oh,
well, I like her far better than Charlie. You know that.
Oh, Charlie's on my dookie list.
You have a dookie list because you vape. That's what you have it for. That's what it is.
Yeah, from all the flatulence.
Vaping causes dookie lists.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
I was taking a drink of my tea.
La cucaracha, never mind.
Not in my house. Tobacco and Vapes Bill will create positive impact for young people and future generations, Kevin.
Well, if you can take their little brains, because they're still developing, and you can mold them into thinking the way you want them to think, then that will happen.
This is the UK, Kevin. So they're not really known for as being the land of the, freedom-loving people. They're, they're quite happy living under the boot heel of some, person, whether they wear a crown or not. But anyway, it says 2024 will go down in history as the year that heralded the beginning of the country's first smoke-free generation, thanks to historic new legislation that has been brought to Parliament. The Tobacco and Vapes Bill, which was laid before the House of Commons on the 20th of March, 2024, raises the age of sale for all tobacco products 1 year every year from 2027 onwards. This means that tobacco can never be legally sold to anyone born on or before the 1st of January of 2009. So we kind of joked about this.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
No, because Kevin, there's going to be some 65-year-old dude standing out in front of the convenience store.
Well, yeah.
Asking the 75-year-old guy that's walking in to buy him a pack of cigarettes.
He's going to say, "Hey, do you know Ed?"
They're gonna say, "Hey, bro, what year were you? Were you born in 2008? Oh, great! Can you go buy me a pack of cigarettes?"
Fucking bullshit I've ever read in this part of the realm of stupidity. At least
this is the same sort of bullshit that they tried to pass in Hawaii like 2 years ago.
It's not
where they were going to raise the age to smoke 1 year until they got to 100.
Yeah. Well, nobody's going to be accountable when you get that far, so it won't matter. Well, who did this? Well, sorry, they're already dead. We can't yell at them anymore.
So the bill will also allow local council officers to issue 100-pound fines to retailers who sell tobacco and vapes to those who are underage. So there, some 25-year-old that was born in 2010. Now I'm predicting the future because obviously, that means it's a couple years in the future. Will go into a convenience store, buy a pack of cigarettes, and he's a 25-year adult person, but they're going to turn around and go in and fine the clerk for selling that guy that's 25, that is a fucking adult, something that he wanted.
Well, yeah.
This is ridiculous, Kevin.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. This is in addition to the maximum 2,500-pound fine, which local authorities can impose on shops and other traders. It will also be illegal to give out free samples of vapes to anyone under the age of 18.
Well, shouldn't it?
The impact of this is significant. An analysis for Action on Smoking and Health by UCL researchers suggest that approximately 127,500 young adults aged between 18 and 25 start smoking regularly each year in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, again, adults 18 to 25 in the UK, Kevin, those are adults.
Yeah. Doesn't this say
at 18 in the UK you can legally buy a pack of fags?
So think Everybody put your little tinfoil hat on.
So they're upset that people are doing what they legally are allowed to do.
Right. Why aren't people upset? Get your tinfoil hats up. That all these organizations, such as ASH, is that the one you said? Is it ASH?
Yes, this is Action on Smoking and
ASH
Health.
in the UK, which is no better than the ASH in the States.
No, people think they are, but they're not.
Are their sole purpose is to stop cigarette use, and then they can't educate the children before they turn 18, and then once they turn 18, we've done all we can do, and well, fuck them. And
Kevin, has Pippa never been on the show? I thought we did a show with Pippa.
I thought we did too. We talk about an awful lot about Pippa. Yes, I think we did. I think we have.
I thought so. She wants an invitation. That's her goal for 2024 is to get invited to be on.
Well, maybe it's just 2024 she's speaking of. So their sole goal is to get kids to quit smoking or not start smoking, and then kids turn into adults and make adult decisions, and then they still can't get them to stop. So now they're going to force them to stop because double plus good. Okay, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Is this the only behavior that they really want to regulate, Kevin? Or I mean, are they
hurt near?
I mean,
I don't know of any other behaviors that they give two fucks about.
She says that she's never been on. Kevin, I don't think this is where they're going to stop. I really don't.
Well, that's the thing. Who's next?
I mean, I really think that they're going to try to govern and regulate every type of behavior.
Is next.
They're gonna make everybody buy an electric car. They're gonna make everybody do this or do that.
Well, that's over in England, isn't it? Yes, that's England.
Well, no, but they're trying the same shit here, Kevin. Don't you
friends across the pond, right?
That it's gonna stay over there.
Well, no.
I mean, obviously, this has already been here because they tried this shit in Hawaii already. Thank God it didn't get passed, but they already tried this here in the States already.
Because popular opinion dictates politicians, basically showing their dicks and waving their asses around to go, hey, this is what I'm going to do. That's how we're going to do this.
Over 5.3 million adults in England, adults in England are smokers. Now, Kevin,
what?
I was reading a news article that was talking about new legislation that was passed in Texas. And recently, they passed a law that required internet websites that provide adult content to verify the ID and age of any Texan that is trying to view the adult stuff on their website. So if you go to your favorite, if you're in Texas and you go to your favorite adult content provider, you will see a block of text that essentially says, the only way that we're allowed to provide this content to you is if you provide us your ID. Please create an account so that we can confirm you are over the age of 20 or 18 or whatever. So
only in Texas.
They're already, the state I live in Texas, is already regulating people's masturbatory, behavior.
Well, if you're going to yank your crank in Texas, you better be damn well 21 or 18.
You got to confirm your ID. You have to. I'm just reading the article. I think it's 18. I recall I don't often go to clown porn websites, but when I do, I don't want them to know that it's me.
Why you got to fuck with the clown porn people? Now, I recall 10-year-olds being pregnant on this show that we discussed. 10-year-olds being pregnant. They're worried about porn sites in your state, your great state of freedom. That's just going the fuck away.
Yeah,
you can't even watch a good porn film and yank your crank now.
No,
without being harassed by your government or your state, I guess in your case.
And obviously you can't be anonymous anymore if you don't want people to know what your kinks are.
See, that's a whole nother can. Now, let us see the list. Oh, there's Patrick. We knew it. We knew Patrick was going to be on. Oh, he's on this one too.
So you can't use an incognito tab. You can't use any. I mean, if you have one of those, what is it called? Where you can pretend like you're in a different place than where you are.
VPN.
Yeah, if you have one of those, it might prevent that from happening. But you know
what? I don't like. Just get the fuck off my back. Leave me alone.
If it's happening here, it's going to happen in other places. I'm just saying, But that's like I said, what behavior are they? Where are they going to fucking draw the line?
Well, I'm going to say these words.
What they want to control in your
all I'm going to
house.
say is, I'm going to say 2 words, and you'll know. 2 weeks. Actually, 3 words. Just 2 weeks. Hang on, folks. Just 2 weeks. Big Bruni. You see Big Bruni just bashing right through the wall, coming. He said, I'm here.
Bruni, you have to hold it way out there like this.
Pippa said she's never been on.
That's what I just said, Kevin.
I swear
where have you been? I know we've talked to her. I don't know that
I swear. Anyway.
Yeah. Either that or we've shown her video on the website. Maybe
that's what
on our show. Maybe we swipe
such an impression. Content. I thought that Pippa was here, like sitting here. I don't know.
We'll have to figure out a time and get her on, Kevin.
Damn it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do an all Aussie show or Kiwi show. We'll get a couple Kiwis and a couple Aussies on at the same time.
Oh, baby. Michael, be quiet. Don't tell nobody. Patrick's interested in where those are being sold.
Well, I know. There's like there's a little like cinder block like on the side of the road,
Vapes
building with no windows.
Dan's vaping porn. Is that what it's going to be?
Yeah. So anyway, over 5.3 million adults again, Kevin, adults in England are smokers, and the harms caused by smoking is the largest preventable cause of death in England. I disagree with that, Kevin. I disagree with that. I think if they were to add up all of the fatty diseases that people think that I have, diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, I think if you add all the fatty diseases up, that it's actually the Big Mac or the Whopper that's causing more deaths.
You know what I think?
Or the French fry.
I've seen, and you may have seen over the years, that the anti-crowd creates their narrative. And they say, as an example we've used, 480,000 people, right? And then what they like to have everyone do that's against them and wants freedom is they want them to repeat those narratives. That way, it's still in the front. So that's what I.
So Steve says adult comics. Would this be considered adult? I mean,
gasp!
All their bits are covered up. I mean, is that an adult comic?
Gasp!
Or well, there's.
I know
that's a she from Billy Tucci's the name of the artist on that one.
We've had Bruni on.
Bro. Bruni has been on more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's been on. Addie's been on now. So
I'm actually playing Kevin on
the chat. James has been on before, I believe. Like when I did open mic night. Steve has been on. He's So I think she may be the only one that hasn't been on. Addie, I just said Addie's been on now. That's what it just said. Yeah. So anyway, 2 in 3 smokers will die because of long-term smoking, with 1 in 4 hospital beds in the country currently being occupied by a smoker. Well, 3 out of those 4 probably by people with congestive heart failure from eating too many fatty foods. Being diabetic.
No. That doesn't go with our narrative, sir.
Okay.
Please refrain.
Okay, give me a second here. Swear to God. Graphic novel. Okay, fine.
Other Kevins. There were other Kevins, Michelle. I saw it.
Is this here? Let me
Also
hold
not
this.
Kevin.
Let me make this full screen. Is this a graphic novel? It's a big hard fucking cover.
Damn it! You're uglier when you do that. Stop it. Warn people.
It's the same woman, the same character in a big giant hardcover book. Is that not a graphic novel? Just saying, You can... I gotta go put it back on the bookshelf. Ooh, big fucking heavy book.
It's a heavy book. Hydrate, people. Hydrate during the break.
Oh my gosh. I'm too old to be getting up and down like that, Kevin.
Hello.
I'm not as old as you, but I'm still old. Start smacking old Aussie people. Anyway.
You leave
Research shows that 83% of smokers start before they are 20 years old, Kevin, and that the earlier someone starts, the more likely they are to smoke in later years. It has been found that teenagers are nearly 3 times more likely to smoke if their caregivers or friends do.
Huh.
Interesting.
Huh. Yep. And what causes that curiosity, Patrick? What do you think it is? You can't touch that. Leave that alone. Don't you go there. Don't do that. Stop looking.
Lead by example, Kevin.
Yeah. Well.
Lead by example.
Yeah, well.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to read the rest of this long block of text here, but they're essentially telling people, if you're born today, when you grow up and you're an adult, here is one less freedom that you will have.
Well,
there's one less thing that you can look forward to when you're an adult. When you're a kid, your whole childhood, they say you can't do this until you get older. You can't do this until you grow up. Now they're saying you'll never be able to do this. You will never be able to make this choice. You are never free.
Well, of course, results may vary depending on your friends and your locale. So
no, in the UK, that's the whole fucking country, Kevin. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm sure somebody's going to get some cigarettes in there. Supply and demand.
I'm getting a lot of fucking articles from the UK today.
It's their turn.
Let me rub it. Don't you be telling me that I can't have this.
Bruni, rumor has it he's also got nicotine and weapons there too at the same place.
I do.
I do.
What, weapons? Kevin, I have I have a machete right beside me on my desk. A really nice one. This sucker's sharp.
That's right.
And you said I have nicotine and weapons?
I think so. I don't know.
There's a whole container of nicotine right here.
Oh, there you go.
Right within arm's reach, even.
Plus, I think Bruni could take you if you're home.
I don't know. He's old and decrepit. He may not be able to,
That's the worst kind of. You just don't fuck with old man.
Oh.
Youth and enthusiasm and age and experience.
You said youth and enthusiasm? And age and experience. You can't have youth and age at the same time, Kev.
It's versus youth and enthusiasm versus age and experience.
I thought you said and.
I thought you were going to be smart enough to catch that, but okay, if I have to explain shit to you, that's fine.
Well, I mean, come on, Kevin. You were the one that couldn't figure out what I was trying to do with my Be Better Humans post.
How am I supposed to know some fucking guy killed himself? There was no reference.
No
context.
There is no requirement for you to know
You just spreading propaganda, as far as I could tell. I don't know why you wanted me
To
to be
know-
nicer. You didn't say why. And I'm not going to fucking be nicer just because you said so. Fuck off.
Here, I'm getting hit with paywalls all of a sudden, Kevin.
That's what you get.
All these fucking sites are trying to hit me with paywalls now, so I have to find an alternate website for the same content because I'm not paying for shit.
If you touch his comic collection, Bruni, he's going to pour nicotine on you, and then your arm will fall off.
There's a brand new one that's still wrapped in plastic. He can touch the plastic.
Look at him. Look at him.
Now the other one I'm not going to let him because it has very scantily clad women in it. And I don't want the pages to stick together, so I can't. He can't touch that one.
Leave Bruni alone.
All right, Kev. This is from the New York Post, by the way. Vaping could be key to help people quit smoking, study says. And this was published on the 5th of April.
Is this the one that retracted?
No.
Go ahead.
So if one of your New Year's resolutions was to quit smoking, vaping might just be the thing you need. New research shows that people who start using e-cigarettes stop smoking tobacco cigarettes entirely. The latest findings, published Wednesday in Tobacco and Nicotine Research, flies in the face of previous work where scientists reported most people who vaped kept right on using old school combustible cigarettes as well. See, remember when they said, well, you're not really quitting because you're still smoking. Most people that vape are dual users. Remember that? They always said that.
Oh,
remember that?
Oh, I
Kevin?
remember that. Oh, I remember.
You remember.
And it's okay to dual use other things, but not for vape.
Yeah.
Because
Our
they're
findings here
hypocritical
suggest
twins.
that the times have changed when it comes to vaping and smoking cessation, said co-author Karen Kaska of the Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center in Buffalo, New York. She said in a press release, and here's a press release. Let's click on the press release.
Oh, she's going to be without a job Monday.
E-cigarette users. Oh, it's still here too, Kevin. So this is not the one that was retracted. I know which one you're talking about, and I do have the text. Ha E-cigarette users now more likely to quit traditional cigarettes. A new paper in the Nicotine and Tobacco Research Journal, published by Oxford University Press, finds that smokers who switch to e-cigarettes are now more likely to stop smoking regular cigarettes. In the past, smokers who began using e-cigarettes mostly continued to smoke. That is not true. That is something they say, but there's no concrete evidence of that.
Well, it's all in the wording,
for you,
Patrick.
Jason. Jason is so happy that Grim Green has now followed him on Twitter. You want a gold
I'm
star?
not trying to make light of it, but well, I followed you on Twitter. You weren't that fucking happy about that.
But don't ever expect him to. Oh, I have to share this tab instead. I've been showing the wrong tab. Yeah, don't expect him to ever retweet anything. He might like something, but he won't.
Speaking
No matter
of
how much
movements.
you beg people to retweet shit, he never does.
It's oh.
Electronic nicotine delivery systems first emerged in the U.S. market in 2007. The
You
first
didn't flip it.
e-cigarettes resembled conventional cigarettes in appearance and used low-voltage batteries. Beginning in 2016, manufacturers introduced e-liquids containing nicotine salt formulations. These new e-cigarettes became widely available, and these nicotine salts are lower in pH than free-base formulations, which allow manufacturers to increase nicotine concentration while avoiding harshness and bitterness and all the fun, because I don't like it. I don't like nicotine salts, Kevin. There's no throat hit.
I beg to differ. I thought it was.
It's
too
not a
harsh.
throat hit, Kevin. It's a heavy feeling in the chest. That is not throat hit. Throat hit is here in the throat.
What I experienced and what you experience are two different things.
Well,
We're all
you're
different.
Tatarded. You're tatarded.
We're the same, only different. Calm down,
Don't
Ralph.
make me come over and smack you in the face.
You fuck.
Anyway, past population level research provided conflicting findings on whether vaping helps people who quit combustible cigarettes or helps people who smoke combustible cigarettes to quit smoking. Some research suggests improved cigarette quitting related outcomes with e-cigarette use, while other research suggests the opposite. Inconsistent findings may be due to differences in the samples and measures or the people paying for the fucking results, Kevin.
There you go. That's what I want to hear. That's
differences in the analytical approaches of researchers use, the rapidly changing product environment or policy context, or the fact that these assholes get paid to say whatever the fucking funders tell them to say. The researchers are here examined the differences in real-world trends and population-level cigarette discontinuation rates from 2013 to 2021. I like cigarette discontinuation. That's a new. It's a new verbiage.
Well.
Comparing U.S. adults who smoke combustible cigarettes and use e-cigarettes with U.S. adults who smoked combustible cigarettes and did not use e-cigarettes. Using data from among adults ages 21 plus in the population assessment of tobacco, the PATH study, Kevin, a national longitudinal study of tobacco use from people from all over the United States. The researchers found that between 2013 and 2016, rates of discontinuing cigarette smoking among adults in the U.S. populations were statistically indistinguishable between those who use e-cigarettes and those who did not. Cigarette discontinuation rates were 15.5% for those who used e-cigarettes and 15.6% for those who did not. But the change rates changed in subsequent years. The researchers here found that between 2018 and 2021, only 20% of smokers who did not use e-cigarettes stopped smoking combustible cigarettes, but some 30.9% of smokers who used e-cigarettes stopped smoking combustible cigarettes. Is that agreeable to you, Kevin?
You know what I want to see?
What?
I want to see anybody whose biggest concern is for other people to do what they want them to do, is to tell the fucking truth about anything that helps them stop smoking. Otherwise, shut up. That's what I want.
Now, Kevin, I've clicked on the actual DOI.
Yeah.
The DOI, and now it says corrected proof. Corrected proof right here. Now I'm going to just scroll down to the conclusion.
Yep. Best thing to do for all of you, everybody, unless you're smarter than we are, which most of you probably are.
The relationship between adult end use and cigarette discontinuation in the context of an expanded ends marketplace, new tobacco regulations, and COVID-19 differs from relationship in earlier years.
Oh, yeah, well.
So now we go up here to results. Between 2013, 2014, and 2015, 2016, cigarette discontinuation rates were both 16% for those who used ends and for those who did not. Between 2018 and 2019 and 2021, rates were 30% for those who used ends and 20% for those who did not. The time by end use interaction was significant. So they didn't change that.
Right.
So let's scroll down to the conclusion and see if the conclusion here is much more. Oh, no. Nope. Okay, so they didn't include the this is, look at that. SRNT, Kevin. SRNT. Look at that right there.
I see it. They're not always our friend.
We have peer-reviewed, agreed upon science from a from a group, from authority. You always, I don't like to use arguments from a position of authority, because that means people that have credentials will always win over people that don't have credentials, even though The people that don't have credentials in many cases probably know more about this particular topic than people that do have credentials. So never make an argument from a position of authority. No. Well, I have a degree, so I am right. No, that's not true.
No, you have an I love me.
Kevin barely finished high school, and look, he's right sometimes.
I literally barely finished high school.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm right about like 3 times a year.
So Leah tweeted about an hour ago. She said, "Come hang out with 2 of my favorite men."
Aww.
Not Noir and at Vaping It. Maybe learn a bit about vaping. Toss them a follow so that they can get them up to it. So she's trying to get it. She's still working diligently to get us affiliate status on Twitch.
Aww.
I don't think we. I just don't think we're gonna. I don't think we get a lot of attention on the Twitches, but we're still there.
We should just rebrand and call Chuckleheads R Us. That should be our name.
No, we'd have to play video games while we talk about vaping, and play the video game on the screen, because that's what my understanding of most of the content on Twitch is.
Okay,
but we'd have to play Pong.
I don't.
That's really the, that's really the only game that I would, or Tetris. I'm pretty good on Tetris.
Twitch. I'm assuming it's similar to Twitter. I didn't know.
No, Twitch is like a video format, but it's mostly videos of people playing video games, as far as I, am aware.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we just need to, Oh, here we go, Kevin. This is the one. Huh. This is the one you're gonna hate. This is the one you're gonna hate.
Is this the one I said got retracted?
I don't know. Did he get retracted? I'll show it to you, and you can tell me.
I thought there was something pro that got retracted that became con because they didn't do it correctly. But I don't. Maybe I'm thinking of something last week. I don't know.
Oh, this is too small.
Maybe I have had too much nicotine in my head today. I don't know.
You have damaged your developing brain.
Yeah. The X people. Me too.
All right, this is not getting me a paywall, so here we can use this one.
Is this drivel?
I'm suddenly, I think
dribble.
I don't know. E-cigarette use linked to increased risk of heart failure. Large study finds.
Dr. F has already fixed this. Literally, you can go to his Twitter and find it.
Oh, really? Let's see.
It's
Constantinos.
He's already made his. He didn't do a blog on it. He just made his statement on Twitter.
Yeah, he's K Farsalinos.
Okay, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Michael got me. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. They said it was something better for us, and then they said it was worse. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah. So anyway, let's just go. We'll read his Twitter after we're done here. People who use e-cigarettes are significantly more likely to develop heart failure compared with those who have never used them, according to one of the largest prospective studies to date investigating possible links between vaping and heart failure. The findings are being presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session. So heart failure is a condition affecting more than 6 million U.S. adults in which the heart becomes too stiff or weak to pump blood as efficiently as it should. It can often lead to debilitating symptoms and frequent hospitalizations as people age. Electronic nicotine products, which include e-cigarettes, vape pens, hookah pens, personal vaporizers, mods, e-cigars, e-pipes, and e-hookahs, deliver nicotine in an aerosol form without combustion. Since they were first introduced in the United States in the late 2000s, electronic nicotine products have often been portrayed as a safer alternative to smoking, but a growing body of research has led to increased concern about potential negative health effects. So, yeah. For the study, researchers used data from surveys and electronic health records in All of Us, a large national study of U.S. adults run by the National Institutes of Health, to analyze associations between e-cigarette use and new diagnoses of heart failure in 175,667 study participants, an average age of 52 and 60.5%, 52 years and 60.5% female. Of this sample, 3,242 participants developed heart failure within the median follow-up time of 45 months. The results showed that people who used e-cigarettes at any time or any point were 19% more likely to develop heart failure compared with people who had never used e-cigarettes. In calculating this difference, researchers accounted for a variety of demographic and socioeconomic factors, other heart disease risk factors, and participant past and current use of other substances, including alcohol and tobacco products. The researchers also found no evidence that participants' age, sex, or smoking status modified the relationship between e-cigarettes and heart failure. Kevin?
What?
I was giving you time because I thought you were going to jump in there.
Oh, I've jumped in 16 times. I just didn't say it out loud. Where's your conclusion?
Well, this is not really there's not a published study, Kevin.
Well, no, it's a pre-release.
This is a presentation that is going to be given.
Hold on.
It has not been peer reviewed. It is not a paper. Even though it says study finds.
I'm scrolling. Hang the fuck on.
So if I go to Dr. Farsalinos's
tweet, you can do that. That's fine. Do that.
That's what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
So it says here, a new study, this is a conference abstract, reports that ever use of e-cigarette raises the risk of heart failure by 20%. But they found no association between frequency of current use and heart failure, and no link between e-cigarette users with no smoking history! Exclamation point. Now, Kevin,
that's all you need to see.
What kind of doctor is Dr. Farsalinos?
I believe and anybody, all of you, any motherfucker in the room, take that personally if you need to. May correct me. I believe he's a cardiologist. And that's like a heart doctor and stuff.
Yeah,
fucking smarter than me. Doctor.
I highlighted it. Cardiologist. He's a cardiologist. So his specialty is the heart and the cardiovascular system.
If you click on his link in that tweet and you go to its lower half of the fucking stupidity, and you make it much bigger, it'll say, we don't know shit. We really didn't. We have no idea.
Our findings suggest that a history of e-cigarette use is independently associated with increased risk of blah, blah, blah. More research is needed to corroborate these findings to enable clinicians to provide public with high-quality information on the health and blah, blah, blah. Is that the part that you're talking about?
Well, I don't see it. I can't read it. It's too small. This is what I got so far right here.
I just read it out loud, Kev.
Oh, that isn't... Maybe that's not the one I read. They have no idea is what they were saying. Let me continue to scroll. Let me see. Move along. I'll stop you. I'll shut you up.
It's all blown up. It's right here on the big screen, Kev. You want to make it even bigger?
I don't know. I don't think it was a...
I opened the thing that you told me to open.
I know. I thought that was the one that was on there. I don't remember where it is right now.
Don't even know what he's telling me to click on.
Either way, he already answered the question.
All right, let's go over here. There's another. He has two tweets on the same topic. Here, let me share this tab. This one is e-cigarette use is associated with cardiovascular disease in the same way that statins cause myocardial infarction. So if you have high cholesterol, they prescribe a statin. to reduce your cholesterol. Now, statins reduce the risk of myocardial infarction because you are reducing your cholesterol.
Yeah.
So he's saying that if there's an association with cardiovascular disease, that increased e-cigarette use would lower your risk of cardiac problems, cardiovascular disease.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying right there. I'm not going to read the whole damn thing, but it's pretty long.
Okay, I found it.
So now if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this one, it says, in conclusion, the study provides zero evidence of any risk associated with e-cigarette use, whether absolute risk or in comparison with smoking. The question that was supposed to be addressed in this meta-analysis cannot be examined with the studies included in their analysis. According to this one.
Yeah, what?
So I'm just saying, Kevin.
I'll send it to you via your mail on your book face there. I'm giving you Dale on purpose, but it'll be right above it.
All right, I'm going to scroll down here and see what the hell this is. Let me open this in a new tab.
19% higher risk of heart failure.
Oh, okay. All right, let me present this now, Kevin. Fine. So it says here, researchers said that the study's prospective observational design allows them to infer, but not conclusively determine a causal relationship between e-cigarette use and heart failure. However, with its large sample size and detailed data on substance use and health information, Benny Al-Hassan said the study is one of the most comprehensive studies to assess this relationship to date.
Yeah. So if you go up just long enough to see it, the idiot here is he's a health and science reporter contributing to New York Times, NBC, Guardian, Sun, Post, Atlantic, and other stupidity. So there you go.
So it says here, a new study finds vaping compared with not vaping is tied to a 19% higher risk of heart failure. This study adjusted for demographic and socioeconomic factors, other heart disease risk factors, and participants' past and current use of other substances.
Yeah. Well, not really.
Yeah. So, why did I need to scroll up?
Just as a reference, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know. Not conclusively determined.
Now, Lance provides us a link to a critique of this piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, let me see if I can actually read it, because I think it's behind a paywall here.
It could be. It may very well be. God,
it's behind.
You don't want to know stuff.
Damn it, Lance! Why do you keep trying to send me behind a paywall? I'm not paying that.
That darn Lance!
I swear to God, between Kevin driving me crazy and Lance trying to make me pay money,
it's a short drive.
Losing it. I'm just going to lose it.
But I'm an old cab driver. It'll be entertaining.
Swear to God, you people. You people? What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
Those people, you people, them.
I love that movie.
Who the fuck are they? Why do they care about me? I don't know.
You ever
what
see
movie
Tropic Thunder, Kevin? Tropic Thunder?
I know. I've never seen it. I don't even know it exists.
RDJ spends the whole movie with blackface on. He's a white actor that has been cast in a Vietnam era war movie, but he's playing a black character. So he did it's hilarious. They could never make that movie. They could never make that movie today.
Soul Man's the only one I can refer that to.
They should never have made that movie, because that movie was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was that. I mean,
I was a teenager and it was fucking horrible. Yeah, it wasn't even funny.
I mean, C. Thomas Howell with blackface. It was not a good movie.
It was horrible. It was absolutely just not even close to be good.
It was a pretty awful movie. That's
All right, so we got correlation virus further in down in the line. I just wanted to point out everybody that.
But if two dumbasses like you and me can literally destroy something,
yeah, because to be as honest as I can, I've been trying to have heart failure for about almost 11 years in May. It'll be 11 years in May. Janice and I both sat down. We thought, well, this shit made us quit smoking. I wonder how hard it'll be to have any heart problems. That was our goal, because I wanted to make some motherfucker happy in the research world.
Well,
you know, so
you're just trying to make people happy, Kevin. That's not your goal.
Well,
that's not your job.
That's what you started off with tonight.
Your job is not to make people happy. What the hell are you doing, Kev? You're not a dumbass. All right.
Did I tell you lately my kids are rocking it? They're just rocking life.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I mean, why would anybody root for your children to fail? That would be
exactly
hateful.
What?
That would be hateful. Now, good news from Vermont, Kevin. Here, I'll give you some good news from Vermont.
I saw this.
So it says Governor Phil Scott vetoes ban on flavored tobacco and vaping products. So it says here, Governor Phil Scott has vetoed legislation banning the sale of. Why are you repeating your? This is not the lead.
It's all in the wording.
Your headline should not be identical to the lead. I'm sorry. This is journalism 101, boys and girls. Backers of the bill say it would help discourage young people from becoming addicted to tobacco. But Scott on Wednesday described the bill as hypocritical because Vermont allows the sale of flavored alcohol and cannabis products. He read part of his veto letter during a press conference in Montpelier. Is it Montpelier or Montpelier, Kevin?
Montpelier.
Well, I found people lose faith in government when policies have these types of inconsistencies because they contradict common sense, Scott said. Furthermore, from a purely practical point of view, these products will continue to be widely available across the river in New Hampshire and through online sales. Bill sponsors say they'll try to secure the votes to override Scott's veto in the coming weeks. The bill didn't pass either the House or the Senate with veto-proof majorities. So they're still going to try. They're going to try, but hopefully he's smart enough to say no. And Jason says that governor needs to run for president. Now, if he's a Democrat, then no, he doesn't need to run because the Democrats won't let him run. Come on now.
What do you need to do politics? Money. What do you got? Nothing.
That's not.
Oh, wait a minute. That's me.
If he's a Democrat, the Democrats won't let him run.
Well, think of the children. The guy in New York, the New York fucking mayor, repeating himself because what did I say? Propaganda is. It's got to be repeatable to be believable. I thought that was a great tweet. Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Well, if he's from Vermont, he's probably a Democrat. It's Vermont.
I don't know.
They don't elect Republicans. Just saying. Where am I going here?
Is it time yet?
What time?
The vape cat thing.
Oh, you mean?
I just was curious. I didn't know where you were. I'm not. I don't pay attention to your.
Are you trying to tell me what to do, Kevin?
Chop, chop.
You're not the boss of me. I'm just saying.
That's right.
It's time for the Vape Cats S of the Week.
So we already talked about this, Kevin.
Yeah, you can just skip right over that then.
But this may not be the one that I'm trying to. This is not the one that I want to show. This is the one that I want to show. But Lance was an integral part of the previous tweet. Yes. I wanted to show this one. So this one, Lance says, provide the scientific evidence for these claims that nicotine can. This is the quote from Erica that I read earlier. Nicotine can permanently change how brains develop. It can make them more likely to develop ADHD and other cognitive blah blah blah. So then he links the thing that we just read. So how come ADHD and all other problems become more apparent after the smoking rate started to drop and people were exposed to less nicotine? That's from Marion. And technically, Linda's response here, Linda's response is the tweet of the week, but I wanted to show how we got to Linda's tweet. So Linda says, my daughter has smoked and vaped, uses neither now, but is still using her ADD medicine. Nicotine is self-medication for ADD, not the other way around.
Thank you, Linda. No, I didn't. I missed that one completely.
Well, it's because you're,
I'm over here twittering on.
So, and then Miss Dingo says, that's one of our Aussies down here. Yes, it is a medication for a number of things, particularly psychiatric disorders. Years ago, you would find every patient in a psych ward smoking, self-medicating. Schizophrenics pretty much 100% smoke or vape.
Huh. There you go. Huh. Who
would have predicted that, Kevin?
Who could have?
I'm just, I'm concerned that people are not catching up with us, Kevin, that we are ahead of the curve 100% on all of this stuff.
Charlie called it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was.
So now you sent this tweet. It's from Mark. It's from Mark Gunther.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the governor of Vermont vetoes a ban on flavored e-cigarettes, noting that the state permits the sale of flavored alcohol and cannabis. Well done, sir.
Which led to Lance's, yeah.
Hey, Lance is like
paid tonight.
He's getting all over the show tonight, man. I'm just saying, how odd.
I assume you follow him.
Well, of course I follow Lance. Lance. What the hell are you thinking of, Kevin? Ow. Lance. So then you also sent a tweet. I'm giving you 2 tweets this weekend. I'm only taking one because mine had 5 really good tweets all in one thread.
Yeah.
And this is from Jonathan Folds.
Yep.
And it says, Barclays research states that a crackdown on e-cigarette sales is needed in order for Altria to sell more cigarettes and meet its cigarette sales targets. Think about this, tobacco control. So he's retweeting Vaping 360, and you all know my opinion on vaping media sites. Half of them are horribly written.
Well,
and you know who I'm talking about. Financial analysts, disposable vapes killing Altria cigarette sales. Barclays research says FDA crackdown on disposable vapes is needed for Marlboro manufacturer Altria to increase cigarette sales and meet fiscal year 2024's earnings expectations.
I'm sorry.
Now the tobacco control people have their marching orders, Kevin.
You do as you're told, you fuckers. Protecting cigarettes it's a full-time job, Patrick.
Yeah. So
and all that it entails.
Now you sent me a tweet from Phil. Now, when I opened the tweet from Phil,
the
tweet that he was retweeting has been deleted.
Well, let me see what he retweeted, and I'll try to think of what it might have said. I don't know.
If I scroll up into the messenger, you sent me a thing, and it said from the rodent or via rodent.
Yeah.
And if I open that in a new tab and I throw it on screen, if I share it, like Sunny and share, share screen this, it says I'm impressed. Well done, XSRSSRN. And then it says this post is unavailable. So then if I click on that, it is gone.
I'm not sure offhand what it was. I usually retweet him. Not always, of course, but I'm not sure what I was referring to offhand.
Right. So now if I go to your message above that,
yeah,
you sent me a paper at 11:40 a.m. on Thursday. There's a paper, there's a link that says papers.ssrn, blah, blah, blah. And then it says via the rodent. And then there's that tweet that's been deleted. So I don't know if this paper that I have is what was deleted.
Right. That's probably what it was.
So it says vaping regulations and mental health of high school students is a paper that was published last November. Is that?
Yeah, they deleted it. It's gone.
Because this is a 41-page paper on mental health and vaping.
Yeah.
That I just so happen to have.
Well, they're using data from 2005 to 2017. So.
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
Using data from 2005 to 2017 national and state youth risk behavior surveys, our results suggest minimum legal age worsens depressions in adolescents, for instance, after controlling or for unobserved time varying heterogeneity. That, you know, minimum legal age allows are associated with a 1.1% point increase in depression in youth, which is a meaningful 4% increase relative to the overall sample average of 27. Yeah.
Hypothesis.
So our findings are primarily consistent with the self-medication hypothesis and coping response framework of substance abuse or use.
What's weird is Chowdhury. Isn't that the e-cigarette?
Well, Samrat. There's a Samrat Chowdhury, but that's not.
Okay. Okay, maybe that's what I saw the name and I was like, well, wait a minute. So revised. Is that what that says? Revised?
So anyway, here we're gonna scroll down to the conclusion on page 17. The significant increase in depression and suicidal behaviors among U.S. adolescents over the last decade coincides with the remarkable rise in teen vaping, giving growing concerns regarding the adverse effects of e-cigarettes on the developing brain of adolescents. This study investigates if vaping may be a causal factor contributing towards the decline in mental health of teens. Using repeated cross-sectional individual level data from the national and state youth risk behavior surveys, our research exploits across and within the state changes in e-cigarette minimal legal age use laws over time to identify exogenous changes in e-cigarette use and mental health. We find little evidence that a policy-induced reduction in e-cigarette use improves mental health well-being in teenagers. Instead, we find considerable evidence of an overall adverse impact on youth mental health, specifically depression, when these laws are instituted. These findings are primarily consistent with the self-medication hypothesis or use of e-cigarettes as a coping strategy through other avenues such as effects of nicotine withdrawal, habit formation, and social isolation may explain them. So what they're saying is when you crack down and you increase the minimum age, depression increases. In the
like I said, age restriction hurts kids was the gist of that.
Okay. Essentially. Yeah. So I'm assuming that was the paper that you wanted me to show.
Yeah, the rodent.
It is from November.
I know they release shit weirdly. They really do. One of them I saw the other day was 2021. It was just released. I don't understand that, but which makes me question the retraction rate. Yeah.
All right, Kevin. Here we got one. This is it's not really about vaping, but it is about the shame and demonization and the that people experience when using tobacco.
Hang on. Rodent he just tagged us. He said they deleted it. And then he sent us the paper. Thank you, Phil. Yeah.
So we still got it.
Yeah. He was impressed. Well done. And then they deleted it. Anyway, yeah. I just wanted to make sure it was. Yeah.
You know, Kevin, you sound like Schmedley.
Schmedley.
Remember Schmedley?
I don't know. I have no idea.
When you go hee hee when you're laughing and you get that throat giggle thing going on, you sound just like Schmedley. Okay. This is from The Cut, Kevin.
The Cut.
The secret shame of smoking moms. They'll do anything to hide their habit from their kids except quit.
My goodness. I've known moms like that.
Yes, I grew up with a very religious family, or next to a very religious family, and the mother would go into the bathroom. She had a pack of cigarettes on the bathroom window that was covered by the curtains.
Don't tell nobody.
And she would raise the window and light up a cigarette, turn the vent on in the bathroom, and stand with her face poking out the window, smoking a cigarette.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
And obviously, since my house faced their house, we could see it, but her kids couldn't.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
Yes, I wish I could say that I never tried to hide my smoking from my children, but the reality is that I couldn't, because I was around them all the time, and I also smoked all the time. When I switched to vaping for about a year into my midlife relapse in Camel Lights, I thought I'd be able to be subtle with my habit, or about my habit. Maybe they wouldn't even notice, but my 8-year-old still gives me a hard time about it every time she sees a jewel cupped in my palm. She is right to be affronted, of course. Using nicotine is unequivocally bad for you, very bad for you. It's also, unfortunately, what gets me through my days. These days start at 6:30 in the morning, including a full-time job bracketed by childcare, and don't end till the kids finally pass out around 9. At which point my husband and I watch an episode of Better Call Saul, then try to be in bed by 10 so we can face the next day's challenges. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is reach for my jewel, like Gollum cradling his precious. I live in fear of running out of a charge or cartridges. When was this written? This seems kind of out of date, because she's jeweling. She's jeweling, Kevin.
Well, you never know.
This is not the kale smoothie powered athleisure wearing ambient healthfulness I am constantly encouraged to model around my kids. Almost no parent I know smokes or vapes openly. Even the ones who bum the occasional cigarette at a party would never dream of rolling up in school to pick up to school pickup with a cig or vape pen in their hand. We want to exert the exact opposite influence on our kids, especially when they're at an age when their peers are starting to experiment with vaping. For kids, it's all about vaping. So others are doing what I was unable to do, keep their habit a secret. Some even have spouses who don't know about their relationship with cigarettes or jewel pens or nicotine gum. So, Kevin, I am not reading this giant, huge, self-flagellating story about a woman who is so weak that she is embarrassed to tell her child or let her husband or child know that she enjoys nicotine, Kevin. But this type of shame, this type of self-flagellation, I'm using that word today, self-flagellation, is rampant. I mean, of course, you should not hide who you are to the people that you love, you could probably
Shouldn't have to.
smoke or vape in front of them and say, you know what, kids, don't be like me.
There you go.
And then that way you don't feel like you're a, Gollum from the Lord of the Rings. I mean, this woman is ashamed of what makes her happy. This is sad.
Right. Exactly.
This is how spineless we are as a society. Somebody tells you that this is bad, so therefore you feel guilty doing something that you enjoy.
This keeps me from killing people.
Yes.
This also keeps me from killing people. This is a socially acceptable substance. This is not. And you know what I say to that? Fuck the fuck off. That's all.
I don't get why people feel guilty about doing something that makes them better. I just don't get it.
If all I know is both of my children, who are adults, they're still my kids. There'll always be the 3-year-old.
They will always be your babies, Kevin.
They smoke like freight trains. And there's nothing I'm going to say or do to make them change their mind. They're going to come into their own when they come into their own.
You can't make people, Kevin. You're not Uncle Sam. You can't make people do what you don't want them to do.
Right. I've noted my preference. They've noted my statement, and we've moved on from there. That's it.
You get 2 bells out of that one.
You get 2 out of that. You know why? Because they're adults making their own decisions.
So
and it makes them happy.
So which of our Aussies are still here?
I bet Bruni's. He might be napping, but he's around. He's
I don't know if we chased Pippa away. But, I mean, this is important. What I'm fixing to show. This is specifically so that I can alert our Aussie friends.
Yeah, a bunch of prisoners.
That Australia is on the brink of a vaping health crisis. This is according to this news report here, Kevin. We got video. Today I was video. Oh, Bruni. So Bruni, this is specifically so that you are aware that Australia is on the brink of a public health crisis with vaping and young people.
Yeah.
So pay attention.
A state parliamentary inquiry into vaping has been told the nation is on the brink of a full-blown health crisis among young people. Experts say the vaping industry is doing all it can to addict children to nicotine, and current laws just...
All right, all you fucking vapor business people, how dare you? How dare you try to addict a whole generation of young people? Shame on you with your, fruity flavored, nicotine,
ne'er-do-wells,
color-free packet, fine products. How dare you?
Just aren't tough enough.
Another blow to the trend that has Australians in a chokehold.
Did you hear that woman's voice? She's trying to sound like the Queen of England. Let's do that again.
Well,
yeah. That has Australians in a chokehold.
Australians?
A probe into e-cigarettes. Not good for those who profit from them.
They're making a lot of money.
You pretentious twit.
I hate this guy.
For Christ's sake, why did you do that? You didn't even fucking warn me. Never fucking liked you one bit. Now it's just worse. Fuck.
But the party's nearly over.
Day one of the latest state government inquiry into the sale of vapes. No shortage of calls for the devices to be banished.
We need to.
Oh, look, there's another one right there, Kevin. There's Becky.
Act now before this becomes a full-blown disaster that we can't walk back.
A full-blown disaster.
Fuck off, Becky.
To be banished.
We need to act now before this becomes a full-blown disaster that we can't walk back from.
She's an American, Kevin.
Becky Freeman is an American? I don't think she is.
Accent.
I just think
listen to her talk. Listen to her.
All right.
Listen.
devices to be banished.
We need to act now before this becomes a full-blown disaster that we can't walk back from.
Recent attempts to police the...
She doesn't have an accent. She's from like New York or something. I bet you $10.
No, she's
Google
Australian.
her. Google her.
I don't want to Google her or any other
cigarettes
her.
containing nicotine labelled a failure, with as few as 12 successful New South Wales convictions in the past 18 months.
It's nonsense that there is a vape shop around every street corner in every neighborhood all across Australia.
The Fed...
See? No accent. We've exported our idiot to Australia, Kevin. Becky Freeman.
All I know is both her and Chapman are upset that they've been replaced by battery-operated devices, and I'm going to say that until I'm dead. Keep going. You already fucking pissed me off now, so it doesn't matter. Stop giggling. Are you going to Google her among other things?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Let's see. She's an associate professor.
Oh my
God. Doesn't say where she's from.
Where did she go to school?
Doesn't say.
Huh. So she's not even an expert.
Oh, her curriculum vitae is here. I can read her curriculum vitae, Kevin. I'm going to open her CV now.
Oh my God! Stop! This is not an X-rated video, for Christ's sake. You're going to Google her and open her XV.
I'm opening her CV right now.
I'm sorry. Put your kids to bed, folks. Would you, before Patrick spews something all over your screen?
Oh, she's not American, Kevin. She's Canadian.
Canadian. That's just as bad. You know I don't like them either. Bunch of damn jugheads. Oh, wait, Phil. I think Phil's from Canadian. He's Canadian, isn't he? All right, I have exceptions.
Well, I feel better now that she's, not
either way.
Not from America.
Either way.
Yeah, she's Canadian. I feel better now. Whew.
She helped write Clive's Don't Look at This blog. Yeah. She helped write that. So it's her name's on it.
The Canadians have to apologize now, not the Americans. Okay.
The federal government hopes this year to enforce a ban on non-therapeutic disposable vapes. The exception, those prescribed.
Training GPs to control those desperately seeking prescriptions for vapes, with concerns could be an influx.
What we'll next start to do is develop a model around the prescription-based model, and we will be playing a significant role in that by making sure that that's the only place.
Grace Fitzgibbon, 7 News, Kevin. I feel so much better now that I've at least found out that Becky Freeman is from Canada. I saved that particular article.
Yeah.
Because it had Simon and Becky in it, just for you, Kevin, to be the last video of the article on the YouTube portion of tonight's show.
Jason said Becky's how incompetent can these people be? You got one that's retired and one that's incompetent, and one that's just incompetent and working.
I'm baffled as to why they would even interview the chimp man. I mean,
well, I don't know.
I mean, he never replied to me after I rubbed his nose in the fact that he has no idea how to, he's making fun of Dr. Colin Mendelsohn being on our show, and he's joking about that, we don't have that many followers on our channel.
Did you invite him yet?
On our YouTube channel? He's been invited. And then I did show him the, 500,000 downloads from the podcast.
That's
He
right.
Never,
It's
he never responded to.
it's like a gazillion. Let's do some
my
tobacco
proof
control math. We
that-
are the
that-
number one show at the moment on Friday night.
that we have a substantial impact.
No
on,
one can debate that.
It's like 5 here and 5 there and 10 there and 20 here or whatever, but it all adds up.
We got half a gazillion people following us between us. I'm sure it's got to be at least that by now.
I mean, Kevin, your individual Twitter following crushes all of my following. Just I add everything together.
And what exactly does that tell you, Patrick?
that people are stupid. I don't know. What are you trying to say, Kevin?
What are you trying to say?
That you're an idiot. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But that's okay. I still enjoy doing what I do, and I know that I'm right, and I've been able to outthink Simon Chapman to the point where he had to block me.
Logan can outthink Simon Chapman.
He got butthurt when I proofread his article and pointed out all his fucking grammatical errors.
For anyone that's blocked by Simon,
even though he made every correction that I pointed out, though he did do that.
Yeah.
Then he blocked me.
Well, yeah, of course. So, yeah.
So, Kevin, it's a good thing that I have a career outside of this, and that you and that neither one of us derive our income.
No. Indirectly.
This week, I've been seeing several very, very popular YouTube people posting multiple channels, posting videos of people essentially crying because they've been demonetized, or that they are no longer getting ad revenues from their advertisements. So
their livelihoods.
I feel I don't want to make fun of people who make their livelihood on YouTube. I mean, I guess it's a valid career. I mean, but it's so easily removed. It's so easily they can take your fucking YouTube. Primarily is the one that most people.
They've done it to us, to you. They've done it to you. They've taken shit down.
Well, they've pulled shows, but I mean, they didn't take any money out of my pocket. But
no. But as the example, they have taken you down as well as others.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really popular I guess they're boyfriend girlfriend. They're not married. Very lovely Asian couple that do reaction videos. They're both from the gaming world, but they do reaction videos and it's fun, it's enjoyable. They make fun of videos that they see on the internet, kind of like what we do. They respond to things that they find on the internet, and nothing controversial. I mean, there's no they don't show nudity or anything like that, but they apparently showed something that was in a bikini, or anyway, they lost their fucking they lost like $175,000. And and then another fella who I really can't stand, he's got a channel called Shad Diversity. He's a fucking idiot. He does like medieval swords and weapons and nerd stuff and history stuff, all on his channel. Yeah. He made a YouTube video this week crying that he's losing his followers and he's losing money, and that that the platform is and I'm like, this is what you get for putting all of your eggs in one little basket.
Right.
I mean, I feel bad again that people are losing their livelihood, but this is when you rely on one thing like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the reasons why we're on 5 different platforms now.
Mm-hmm.
And
just like
when we were on the audio podcast stuff, we were on every fucking audio podcast platform that we could be on. We were on like 22 different audio podcast platforms. just not, and we weren't monitored. I mean, I think we made maybe over a 2-year period, like $100. It wasn't about the fucking money. It was about putting the word out in as many different places as possible.
You know what? If we could get a sponsor and we could get like $50,000 for me and $1 billion for you or $100 billion for you, I don't care.
Who needs that? Who needs?
I mean, I would.
I'm
almost
never going
act
to
like
retire,
I like
Kevin.
you. I almost would act like I would like you. Even I might. I
bought
doubt
you
it, but
stuff.
maybe.
What are you talking about? You should love me more. I bought you a really nice microphone.
I got my Christmas present.
I offered to buy you a monitor. I bought you some vape devices. I've bribed you enough.
It stopped blinking the other day and then it started again. So I don't know what the hell happened, but I haven't even dropped this one yet. And I haven't seen Owl lately. I got my clusterfuck band like you introduced earlier at the beginning. I love that. But having to like you, it would cost quite a bit.
I mean, I think we've caused a stir and enough. I mean, if I derive joy from pissing people off and from kicking the anthill, even if it's our anthill. Every once in a while, I even have to kick our anthill and stir up controversy and trouble.
I saw a post today actually that said, I won't name names because if you're not friends with them, it won't matter. But something about in a DIY group quite some time ago. This person stopped. It was the beginning of the end for him for advocacy, where the group wouldn't allow the Dr. Farsellino's survey to be linked. And I thought,
I remember when that happened.
Oh yeah, I hadn't remembered, but I hadn't remembered, and then I went, I do remember that, and I thought, how fucking evil are we ourselves? And sometimes we do kick the fucking anthill when it is our own. And who cares?
Oh no, when that happened, Kevin, Dimitri and I were sharing that because we were pissed off that the numbers weren't going up, and we were sharing. I at one point on Facebook, I was probably in 200 vape groups, and I spammed every group that I was in.
Yeah,
and there were multiple vape groups that would
not
piss and moan that I posted advocacy in their fun group.
Of course, just like the survey, I got kicked from way too. I was new, so they didn't know me anyway. So I understood it to some extent, but I didn't realize how fucking stupid most of them were.
Yeah, no, I mean this was back when Dr. F was doing that. So that was probably 2017, 2016,
16 or 17, yeah.
Yeah. And there were at the time there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were vapors that were in our community.
Self-important fucks, yeah, lots of them.
That were like, you're just bringing everybody down, and
And who are you?
Why are you trying to? Oh no, they fucking knew who I was.
No, I mean generally they were asking that silly fucking
question.
I
mean, and I'm like, if you want to continue to have fucking fun, then you need to put a little bit of attention into this.
But they didn't listen.
5-minute fucking survey.
Well, yeah.
Which
ended up at 79,000, I think. 79 something.
So yeah, but the last 2 weeks of that, I mean, because it was down, it was really tiny numbers.
My God,
and in the last 2 weeks, Dimitri put a big focus on it. We shared it everywhere. We talked about it on the show. I shamed people on the show.
Good.
Because
I don't remember, but good.
I mean, if this is, these are the same bros that are posting on their fucking Facebooks how vaping saved their lives, but they were at the time, this is 2017, remember, too fucking lazy to spend 5 minutes doing a fucking survey.
Right. And also taking pants down for those who were bitching about Dr. F happens to be the same gentleman.
Well, how dare you say that anything bad about my
showing science
cinnamaldehyde, my cinnamon
because you
fireball.
Don't like it. Sometimes we don't like what we see, kids.
How dare you say bad things about the flavors that I like? Well, you can.
Sometimes you get a hangnail.
There's no. It's like when he was talking about volume vapors, or like cloud chasers, and people that sub-ohm and at the time. I mean, it's basic science. If you're burning more
Mm.
liquid, you're going to have higher numbers of those chemicals in your body just
I figured
because
out
you're
what the-
burning more fucking liquid. I mean,
I figured out why they were pissed. It wasn't about the cinnamon, Patrick. It wasn't about that at all. You know what it was about? It was about taking a cheap, simple device using 18 and going to a high. This is the best example that I have. A high-powered device at 3 and using 5 times as much liquid that they were selling.
I don't even have a 2 battery mod on my
sell a whole lot more liquid.
I mean,
and they didn't want that.
I got a little
to be
18360 battery
focused.
mod right here in my finger, Kevin. I mean,
In-
this is
in my-
as low power as you can fucking get right here.
Okay, so low power against high power, high nicotine versus almost none, 2, 3, 5, whatever. And they would sell in volume a lot more liquid. I think that's what it was about. And maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, okay.
No, you're not wrong,
tell me
Kevin,
I'm
because
wrong.
I actually went
'Cause
to a
fuck
vape
'em.
event, and I still remember how, this was a great flavor. It was a Grady liquid. And I said to the guy, the highest they had was in 6 milligram, and I was like, why don't you have it in 12? He's like, well, we don't sell that much. He said, just buy the 6 milligram and vape twice as much.
And there's your fucking answer. It wasn't about the cinnamon out of fucking like a fox, motherfuckers. Oh my god!
I had really intended today, Kevin, to go on my way home to get some Zen, so I could be a real Zenfluencer.
Yeah.
And I stopped to get my hair cut, and then I stopped to buy gas, and I didn't even go in the fucking gas
You were
station. I just
distracted?
paid at the pump and went home.
You didn't have enough nicotine in your system to recall? What?
I just didn't.
Are you okay? I'm concerned about you. now,
You know what?
Patrick.
I lied. I do have a 2 battery mod right here.
You're going to make me try to like you for what? What are you babbling about? What is that?
I said I do have a 2 battery mod in my. I was looking. Everything I have here is like a 1.
What is
battery.
this? What is this? An MVP?
It's an
MV3?
MVP 2.
I don't know.
I think it's
forget.
a 2.
It's so scary because I was on my ego, and my one of my friends, Eugene, who helped spark the survey. Actually, he said, "Well, I've been using this a while. If you want to use it, and it still works. It's a really good."
Yeah, no, I mean those fucking MVPs are fucking awesome. Plus, if your battery on your phone is dead, you can plug your phone into your mod, and it'll fucking charge your damn.
This thing is indestructible.
Mod.
I have dropped this fucking thing 100 times. I don't use it very often.
I actually need to build a K fund tomorrow so that I have something to put on this device.
So yeah, even our we will eat our own if we need to.
Oh fuck yeah! If anybody in this fucking chat room ever pisses me off out,
well, except Michelle and
no, I mean I'll even let Michelle know it.
And Leah and Bruni and yeah, but we don't have stupid friends.
No, we don't.
We really don't. Well, I consider them friends. I hope they consider us friends.
I think I might actually have an MVP in the Vapocalypse cabinet that's not been opened.
I tell you, oh my goodness, when I went from the ego to this and the what are these called?
What?
I don't know. Whatever my
the slide or the Nautilus or
the Nautilus. Yeah, the Nautilus. Holy crap! What a change in my realm of.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're gonna buy a pre-made coil device, if it doesn't use the Z coil, the 1.8 ohm Z coil, or if you can't put a Nautilus coil in the tank, then I'm not buying it.
And Sparkly over well, I think she was still living here. Sparkly Bernie gave me the cover for it. She sent me I think 6 wraps, and I've only used this one. So yeah, I've had this since like 2016.
And you can still put a an old style atomizer on that. That still has the ego threads on it.
It was Ego. I've used the The Nautilus? Yeah. Anyway, I don't like getting into the
hardware stuff. I mean,
necessarily,
shit,
but-
if we're going to pull up old school vapes, I have a Provari right here.
What are the V2s, right? V2?
This is a
Cigarettes?
Radius. This is, oh, no, yeah, V2 is a Cigalite.
Okay, I've got a few of those, and I've still got some.
Hey, this little thing here
Capsules,
from
whatever.
this little thing here is pretty good too. There's this little thing from
Nice.
Anakin that
And that
Peggy got me. The clips.
that thing.
The clips. That's a, was that a Nord? Hold that back up again.
That's a smock.
Smock.
I bought this for Dustin, thinking this was going to be the thing for him, and it wasn't. So since I bought it, I got
That
it back.
reminds me, I need to order some more of the little pods for this thing from Peggy.
Yes, Leah. Yes, Bruni. I love you, Bruni.
How could you think? Did you say Bruni doesn't call you friend?
No, I said something about not being friends to everybody in the room earlier.
Because you're a jerk. You're so mean to our people. I swear to God, Kevin.
Just
But
to you.
anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna play like a break. I'm gonna go get some more drink for my drink.
Hydrate.
And then we're gonna go into the FDA failure.
Lip service bullshit.
Yeah, no, well, there's some, and these are all different FDA failures this week.
Multitude.
Two of them have to do with nicotine.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, will you?
So let's play a longer. I have to play a longer video piece because I have to go refill
Rumbles,
my
people.
drink.
Go.
Go if you need before I do that, let me go over here and copy and slap the link for the people that are still like slow on the uptake and haven't joined us on the Rumble yet. Here's the link to the Rumble right there. That's the link to the Rumble. But anyway, let me pick a video piece that I have time to run. Here, we'll do this one. This one's 3 minutes long. So we'll see you in 3 minutes and 4 seconds.
I will not show my independence, and I will not be making my own decisions.
In 2009, a bipartisan Congress created the Center for Tobacco Products at the FDA, and then the president signed us into law. And no, the fact that Congress and the president agreed on something is not what was historic. It was that for the first time ever, FDA, since the time we were established in 1906, we're really the gold standard agency to make sure that every product you put on or in your body is safe and effective.
Bullshit. The FDA is expanding a recall of a popular blood pressure drug over concern it may contain an unwanted ingredient that can cause cancer.
Tonight, for people on medication to treat high blood pressure, the Food and Drug Administration is recalling several drugs that contain an ingredient, valsartan. That drug includes an agent that could cause cancer.
Pfizer recalls its popular anti-smoking drug Chantix over a possible cancer risk.
The recall was secondary to some unknown quantities of a chemical called NMDA. We do know that it can cause direct liver injury.
Now to the Food and Drug Administration and to questions of regulation. The salmonella outbreak and the major egg recall